All right, this is EOC review number 6, geometry. These are the questions here. The first question says area of a trapezoid is found, and they give you the formula right here. Okay, and I'm gonna write on white paper because again, I write big. So number one, the formula for area of a trapezoid is A is equal to 1/2 height, and you add the bases together, B1 plus B2. And now it's asking you, it's telling you A represents area, H represents height, and then we have the bases as the length of the bases. All right, what is the area? So we're going to substitute these numbers into this formula so we can figure out which one of these expressions is the area. Okay? So we're gonna say 1/2 times the height, which is 4, and in parentheses, base 1 is x minus 3 plus base 2 is x plus 7. All right, so that's how it goes. Y'all, are y'all okay with that? So all we do is substitute. Now we're going to use order of operations. We can go ahead and combine what's in the parentheses first. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this together because that's easy. This is going to be 2. 1/2 of 4 is 2. In the parentheses, I'm going to combine like terms. X plus x is 2x. That's gone. Then I have -3 plus 7. What's -3 plus 7?
Oh, -4. No, 4.
4.
Regular 4.
4. Okay. That's 4. All right. So now we have this. We got these together. Let's say plus. All right. So now we're going to distribute. So when we distribute, we multiply. What does that give us for this?
4x.
4x. And what does this give us?
8.
This gives us plus the 8. So which letter is that?
B.
That's B. All right. So let's look at number 2. I'm gonna box this in and move on to number 2. Shh, come on, honey. Come on. We gotta keep it pushing. All right. So this is the sum. It says sum means that you're adding of this and this. Okay. What is it? So you're adding these two together. You got -3x squared minus the 7x plus 9. And you're going to add this. So plus the term that is like it is this -5x squared. I'm going to put that under the 3x squared. Then we got 6x. I'm going to put that under the 7x. They're like terms. And then 4 minus 4, I'm going to put that under the 9. So now I'm going to add those together. So what does that give me here? Negative. Very good. What does that give me here?
-x.
And then what does that give me here? Positive 5. And what answer choice is that?
A.
That's answer choice A.
1.
You're right. Okay, same thing. All right, so which expression is equivalent to this? So you're adding these together again. So when I add these together, I'm going to put these under each other. So these are like terms here. Okay, and I'm going to rewrite because that's so small. So we got number 3, and we got 3x to the 5th. Then we got plus 17x to the 3rd. Then we have minus 1. Okay, so we're going to add the like term for x to the 5th is -2x. So we got -2x to the 5th. And then we have -6. We're going to put -6 here. I'm going to plug in a 0 as a placeholder here. Okay. So now I'm going to add. When I add this, what does this give me? X to the 5th power. What does this give me?
17x to the 3rd power.
Very good. 17x to the 3rd. And what does this give me? -7. Okay. And so which answer choice is that?
A.
That's very good. That's A. Okay. Now we're finding, it says this is the perimeter. That's the length of all these sides. So in order to find this side that's missing, we got to add these two together and subtract it from the whole thing. So let's add these two together and then subtract it from the whole perimeter to figure out what's left. So we're going to add these two side lengths together. That is going to be, this is number 4. We have got 2x minus 4, and we're adding it to 3x minus the 5. Let's add those together. So what does this give me here when I add?
5x.
That gives you 5x. What does this give me when I add? Negative, just negative 9. So now we're going to take this and subtract it from the whole perimeter to figure out what's missing. Parker, you listening? Are you writing this stuff down?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I already had it wrote down on my paper.
Okay, good. So this is x squared plus 5x plus 11. So now I'm going to subtract this from it. So 5x goes under this 5x minus 9. So I'm subtracting now. I'm going to put a 0 as a placeholder here. So here I'm going to get x squared. When I subtract, what does this give me here?
0.
This gives me 0, cancels out. When I subtract, what do I get here? What's 11 minus a negative 9? No.
Oh, 9. 20.
20.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
right.
You're right.
It's right. It's 20. Okay, he's
I got
right.
that wrong.
Okay, so this gives me that. So what answer choice? Oh, it doesn't. You just fill in. Okay. So this is going to be, I'm going to write this on the paper. That's the answer. All right, let's look at number 5. So now you have to figure out the length of all these sides. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. So I'm going to find the length. I know the length of this side is 2. So I'm going to put a small 2 here. But I don't know the length of any of the other ones. So I'm going to have to find the distance. So I'm going to use Pythagorean theorem to find the distance. I'm going to find the distance of PQ first. Or is that O? That looks like Q. So we're going to find PQ first. So you're going to use Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared to find PQ. Okay, this right here. Make a right triangle. This is 1, this is 1. So it's 1 squared plus 1 squared equals c squared. So that's 1. Okay, so now we got the square root. So it's going to be what? Square root of 1 is equal to what? 1. So this is equal to 1. Come on. If you need to step out, step out. But I'm recording for other people. Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. So let's do the next one. This is NP. Okay. NP. So that's from here to here. So create, I'm going to erase this side so I don't have so much, on my paper. So I'm going to create a right triangle here again. And I'm going to find the measurement of this slanted side. So this side is 1, and this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and it's 1 squared plus 5 squared. All right, so what's 1 squared plus 5 squared?
26.
26. So we got 26 is equal to c squared. So this is going to be the square root of 26. I'm going to leave it as the square root of 26. Okay? Just leave it and I'll fix it in the end. So NP is the square root of 26. So now I found that side. I'm going to leave this side alone. Erase that so I don't have so much written on there. Now I'm going to find NM. So I'm going to find NM now. Line NM. So I'm going to draw a right triangle again. And this is 1, 2, 1, 2. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. This side is 2. This side is 2. So that's going to be 2 squared plus 2 squared equals c squared. All right, so what's 2 squared plus 2 squared? Type it in if you don't remember. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. What's 4 plus 4? So we got 8. So we got 8 is equal to c squared, square root. So this length is the square root of 8. So you're going to add all these lengths together. You got this 2 right here. So you got 2 plus 1 plus the square root of 26 plus the square root of 8. So let's add all of these together to see what we get in our calculator. Okay, so here we go. And we got space, so we're going to write this as a decimal. We got 2 plus 1 plus the square root of 26, close that parentheses. Then we got plus the square root of 8. Make sure that parentheses is closed. And your answer is going to be 10.9. Okay? So we're going to put 10.9 as our answer. Any questions about that? All right. Are y'all still writing? I can wait. I can pause if you need me to pause. You need me to pause? Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. That says Sylvia worked in a store that sold a cylinder-shaped children's pools, and she made a sign relating to the volumes. It says the splasher pool holds blank percentage of water. The patio, whatever, pool holes. Okay, so let's find the volumes of these. We're gonna find the volume of the first pool.
The
Box
current
is
volume
here.
is 50%.
Okay, so we got number 6. All right, so remember, volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times the height. That's the volume of a cylinder. What's wrong? Put your phone down. All right, so we got pi. Notice how, look, you see how they got pi in the to describe the volume? So that means they're not going to multiply pi. So we're not going to multiply pi. Okay, do you see that? We're not going to multiply pi. All right, so we're going to leave pi the way it is, and we got our radius. If the diameter from here to here is 12, then what's the radius?
6.
It's 6. The radius here is equal to 6. The diameter is 12, the radius is 6. And the height, h, is 3. So now we're going to substitute. We got the radius is 6. So we have 6 squared times a height of 3. So our volume is for this is going to be, let's multiply it together. We got 6 squared times 3. What's 6 squared times 3? Type it in and see what you get. 6 squared times 3. Okay, pause for the calls real quickly. Okay, so 108. So this is going to be 108 pi. We're not multiplying pi because they wrote the other number in terms of pi. Okay, so this is for the first pool, this pool right here. Okay, paddler pool. Okay, so now and they already did it for us, really. We didn't even have to do it. So let's do the other pool. Okay, the same formula. And still, again, we're not going to multiply pi because they're not multiplying pi here. All right. What is the radius of the second pool? 12. This is the diameter, so the radius is equal to 12. Okay. And the height is 1 foot. So we got radius 12 squared times 1. So let's do 12 squared times 1. What's 12 squared? 144 times 1 is 144. So it's 144 pi. Okay. Which one is bigger? The second one's bigger. So we want to know the percent, so we write it as a fraction. How would we write this as a fraction? What will be on top of what?
108 would be on top of 144.
Very good. So now let's figure out what the decimal is and write the decimal as a percent. So we got 108 divided by 144. What decimal is that? 0.75. So this is going to be 75%. Okay? That's going to be 75%. So which answer choice is that? B. Okay, it is B. All right. Any questions about how we did number 6? Anyone still copying 6? All right. So let's look at number 7. Number 7 says that a line segment has an endpoint. So just pretend we got 2 endpoints. It's not drawn to scale. This is J and this is L. This is 2, 4, and this is 6, 8. Okay, it's not drawn to scale. I'm just drawing it. And K is the midpoint. Is the point that's in the middle. This is K. All right. It says what is the equation that's perpendicular? So in order to find the equation, you have to find the equation of this first. Do you see how you got to find the equation of this line first? To find the equation, it's a straight line, so we got to write it in y equals mx plus b. We can easily find this in the calculator. So let's go to the calculator and do a lean reg to find the equation of this line. So I'm going to clear my calculator. 2nd plus 7, 1, 2. This is calculated active. So go to stat, edit, and let's type in these two ordered pairs, 2 and 4 and 6 and 8. So we got 2 and 4, and we got 6 and 8. And when you have that typed, let me know. I'm going to pause for the calls. Okay, so once you type it in, you go to stat, calc, and where are you going to go down to?
Lean reg.
Lean reg. So now you have your equation. So we write this as an equation. The equation is y is equal to 1x plus 2. Okay? So now which one of these numbers is going to be the slope? M is what?
C. Wait.
Which one of the numbers is
M
going to be the
is
slope? M is 1. So if it's perpendicular, remember perpendicular is opposite reciprocal. So what's going to be the slope of other line?
1 is equal to negative. Y equals 1 minus 2. Oh, negative 1.
I'm just asking for a slope.
One.
-1. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, neither. I don't know what's going on there. So -1. All right. So now look. Now I'm gonna do a point that's perpendicular. Okay. So that means the line has to go through K. Okay, it has to go through K, right? So if it has to go through K, how do I find the point for K? If K is the point that's in the middle. Midpoint. So let's do midpoint to find the point for K. So we find in K so that we can write the equation. So for K, we add the x's together, x1 plus x2 and divide by 2, y1 plus y2 and divide by 2 to find the y. Okay, so let's do it. What's the two x's? 2 plus 6. What's 2 plus 6? Okay, so we got 8 divided by 2. What's 8 divided by 2?
4.
So this is 4. Let's do the same thing to find the y coordinate. What do we add together? What plus what for the y's?
4 plus 8.
4 plus 8. What's 4 plus 8? 12. What's 12 divided by 2?
6.
So it's 6. So the midpoint is 4, 6. Any questions about that? So now we got to find B by using K. Okay, we got to use that. So let's find B. I'm going to write that on the white paper. Let's find B. So remember, our M is -1, and the point that it needs to go through, K, is 4, 6. So we got X, Y. All right. To find B, you use Y equals MX plus B. Which number are we plugging in for? Which number are we plugging in for Y? 6. M.
Negative 1.
And then X. 4. Okay, then bring down the plus B. So this is going to give me 6 is equal to, what does this give me? Let's give me -4 plus B. Now what do I do to get B by itself?
Add 4.
I add 4 on both sides. What's 6 plus 4? That gives me 10. Okay, this is gone. So how do I write this as an equation? Y is equal to what? -x plus 10. What answer choice is that? That's A. Okay, are you still writing number 7? Anybody still writing that one? You got it? Parker, you got this one? All right, turn over to that. Shh, shut your face. All right, number 8. Okay, so now we are finding the vertices. Okay, so we need graph paper for this. Hold on, let's get graph paper. All right, so now when we do this and we're graphing, we're gonna graph. Let's graph these vertices first. We got 1 and 3, so go over 1 and go up to 3. And then we got 2 and -3. Go over 2 and down to -3. And then we got -1 and -1. Over and then to left and down 1. So this is your triangle. So you're going to find the perimeter of the triangle, okay? So I'm going to use the white paper to find the perimeter. That means I got to add all the sides together, okay? So I can't count the units here, so I'm using Pythagorean theorem again. draw a right triangle. I'm going to find this side first. So that's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And this side is 1, and this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got 1 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. This is 1. What's 6 squared?
36.
36. So that's going to be 37. Does that make sense? So you find the square root. So this side is going to be the square root of 37. Okay? Because I don't want to round until we get to the end. Because it's going to give you some decimal that's not going to be pretty. So I just wait to the end to add them all up. Okay? All right. So now let's do the second one. Let's do the second side down here. Okay, so I'm going to draw a right triangle down here. This way, this way. So now I'm going to find this length. So this is 2 here and 1, 2, 3 here. So it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. We got 2 and 3. So this is 2 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. All right, what's 2 squared plus 3 squared? What's 2? Type it in. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is what?
9.
9. What's 9 plus 4?
13.
So we got 13. Find the square root, and this is going to be the square root of 13. We'll add it all up at the end, okay? Any questions about that? All right. So let's do this last one. Write it over here. So when you do this one, you need to go this way, make a right triangle. So we got 2 on the top and 1, 2, 3, 4 along the side. So we got 2 and 4. You got it? You okay? All right, so it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So it's 2 squared plus 4 squared. So what's 2 squared? 2 times 2. What's 4 squared? 16. Okay, what's 4 plus 16? 20. So here, find a square root on both sides. This is going to be a square root of 20. So you're going to add all 3 sides together. You're going to add, let's type this in our calculator. We got 20 squared, 37 squared, and 13 squared. Okay, so let's do it. Make sure you close the parentheses. Okay, so we got second x, we got 20, close the parentheses, 20, square root of 20, plus the square root of 37, don't forget to close the parentheses, plus the square root of 13. Don't forget to close the parentheses. When you press enter, what does that give you? 13.16. So 14.16, what's that closest to? That's closest to 14. Okay. Any questions about that? All right, so you got the vertices of a quadrilateral E, F, G, H. Okay, so these are bigger points. I'm pausing for the calls. Let's get some more graph paper. All right, I'm going to skip this one because we don't have the graph paper, and we'll come back later, okay? Number 10, it says R is the midpoint. So R, this is the midpoint right here. Label this as your midpoint, okay? And the line segment PS from P to S of the line. So this is the whole line segment from here to here. It says Q is the midpoint segment. So Q is in the middle between R and S. That's where Q is in the middle. P is located at 8, comma 10. So I'm gonna put 8, comma 10 up here. Okay, label that. That's P. And S is at 12, comma -6. Okay. Where is Q? So we got to figure out what the midpoint is for R. And then once we find R, find the midpoint between S and R. So we're doing midpoint twice. Okay, so let's do that. And we can do that out to the side. So let's do R first, the midpoint. So remember, when you find the midpoint, you add the x's together and divide by 2. Then you're going to add the y's together and divide by 2. So let's look at we're finding R, the middle for R. So we're looking at these two first, okay? So what are the x's that we're going to add together to find the midpoint? What plus what? 8? 8 plus 12. So add 8 plus 12. What's 8 plus 12? 20. What's 20 divided by 2? So this is 10. Okay? Let's do the y's. What are we going to add together? What plus what?
10 minus plus a negative 6.
Which is still minus, right? 10 plus a negative 6 divided by 2. What's 10 minus 6?
4.
What's 4 divided by 2?
2.
2. So this is 2.
Oh, I'm writing this one.
Okay? So Q,
Try arrow.
so this midpoint right here is going to be 10, comma 2. Okay, so now we need to find Q. So that means we got to find the midpoint between these two. So let's find the second midpoint. We're going to do it again. Okay, this time we're going to do the midpoint between R and S. So what are the x's that we add together between R and S? What plus what? I can't hear you. We got to find Q. Q is in the middle between which 2 points? So we finding the midpoint between those two now. So how do you do that? What 2 numbers are we going to add together? 10 plus 12. So we got 10, huh? Is it, you want me to slow down?
Oh, okay, I see now. Okay, yeah.
Okay. And then what does that give us? What's 10 plus 12?
22.
22. What's 22 divided by 2?
11.
So this is 11. Do you see it now? Okay. So now how are we going to find the y?
2 plus a negative 6.
2 plus a negative 6 divided by 2.
Negative 4.
Negative 4 divided by 2. Negative 2. So what's the answer choice here?
C.
C. Okay. Do you see how 10-2 is an answer?
Yeah, that's gonna try and
That's going to, exactly. So that's crazy. All right. So make sure you read it. It says country X has a population density of 250 people per square mile. So for every per square mile, 250 people live there. Okay. It says the total population of the country is 150,000. Okay. Which geometric model could be the shape of the country? Okay. So how many of these, let's see how many squares can we get out of this. So we got 150 people per square, and this is how many, this is the total population. Okay. So, whew, how many squares can we get out of that? Can we get it?
Yeah. I did 150,000 divided by
150,000.
Oh, wait, there's 250 people per square.
Yeah, that's what I was, so I was like, what? Okay, so if it's 250 people in every single square and it's this many people, so how many?
600.
600, because you're going to say 150, how many zeros? 1, 2, 3, divided by 250, and that's 600. So it's going to be 600 is going to be how many squares there are. So how could you do 600? Is that a perfect square? So let's figure this out. Let's do this. If the base is 25 miles and the height is 25, we're going to say 25 times 25, right?
Yeah.
What's 25 times 25? That's 625. That's not right, is it?
No.
Okay, let's do a rectangle. Let's do length times width here. That's 15 times 45. What's 15 times 45?
675.
675. Okay. Let's do a triangle. The formula for area of a triangle, this is where you have to know, is 1/2 base times height. So sometimes they give it to you, sometimes they don't. So it's a right. Yeah, but that's fine. So it's a right triangle. And it's saying that with a leg of 30. So we got a leg of 30 and the hypotenuse of 50. Oh, no, they didn't. That's dirty. Oh. So we need to find this part right here. So how do we find this part?
Add those two.
No,
No.
no, no. How do we find this missing length? How do we find this missing length? We just did this, y'all. Huh?
So you can't deal with the
Okay, I ain't got time for that. I just stick to it. It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared because this is a right triangle. So this side is a, b is missing, and what's this side?
See.
This is side c. You don't remember? We just did this.
Oh, I didn't.
All right, a is 30. This is 30 squared plus b squared equals 50 squared. All right, so let's do that. What's 30 squared? 30 times 30. 900 here. Plus b squared. What's 50 squared? 50 times 2,500. Okay. So now what do we do to get b by itself? Minus 900 on both sides. Okay. So say again, babe. So we got 25 to he's the only one that knows it.
Oh yeah, he thought Jaden.
Mhm.
Why did you say it like that?
Okay. So now square root. When you find a square root on both sides, what does that give you? B and what's this?
Well,
Somebody
40.
get 40. Okay. All right. So now shh, I just wanted more than one person to get it, okay? So we got 40 there. So 40 is going to be the base. So what's base times height? So here is A is equal to 1/2. What was the base again? 40 times what was the height of the triangle? No, 30. So let's figure out what this is. Half of 40 is what? What's 20 times 30?
600.
So it's going to be the answer is going to be what?
See.
C. Okay, see how we have to find the area of each to see which one add up to the area that we need. All right. Okay, so number 12, a company is designing a cylinder to hold marbles for the new game it is inventing. The cylinder has a height, h is equal to 18. A diameter, that's d, is 6. If the diameter is 6, what's the radius?
3.
3. Okay. It says find the volume of the cylinder. Volume of a cylinder is pi r squared times height. So this is going to be 3 1400ths times a radius of 3 squared times a height of 18. And let's see what we get when we type that in. 3 1400ths.
We have to put them in parentheses.
You can put times or put them in parentheses. Times 3 squared times 18. And what does that equal?
508.68.
Very good. What answer choice is that? 2. Okay. All right. Still writing? Are you okay with that? All right. The last one. It says the line segment has an endpoint, and these are 2 endpoints here. This is J. This is L. J is 2, 4. L is 6, 8. Okay. Midpoint K. This is in the middle. Oh, I already did this one. Oh, no. Maybe I didn't. 13. Is that not the same as what we just did?
It looks familiar. You do it on the cards. You do it on number 7.
Yeah, number 7. Are the numbers still the same?
Yeah.
2, 4. It's the exact same. Okay, we already did that one. All right.
Same as this one, but same as
Just put same as 7.
I just crossed it out.
All right. Or you can cross it out. Okay? All right.